Today I am a long way from my desk and sitting on my training chair. I'm painting a brand new shed and lots of time to think. And it occurred to me a plan of action. Now, painting a shed is not something I have done very frequently. Actually, it's not something I've ever done. So a plan of action when you start something completely different. A shed has many roof bits, side bits, window bits that we definitely don't want to paint over. A plan of action. Is there a set method? Or someone like me who is untrained in painting sheds but applying method, a methodical, systematic process to give me a plan of action of how to paint a shed, to embark on anything, whether it's training in your practice room, learning a piece, learning a scale, learning a study, or painting a shed, having a plan of action, having a systematic and methodical process. Painting the second coat of paint on the shed. Still my thoughts about the interesting parallel between painting a shed and learning a piece. Some might think this is probably a most curious connection, but if you bear with me a little bit longer, the second layer of paint is a bit like the layers of learning. We get the notes, we get the rhythm, we even get the phrasing, and then some of the subtleties need to be brought in, like the subtleties of tone colour, making sure that the technical side is secure. And as I paint the shed, you will notice behind me that this front door and this side of the shed has not yet been done. Whereas if I turn slightly behind me, this side of the shed has been done. Actually, I love the colour. But also another aspect is the details, the corners, the roof, the underside of the roof. There is so much detail. We cannot just apply a full brush stroke. Indeed, we can't even apply one type of brush, particularly when it comes to going round the windows. So there is a similarity between painting a shed, learning notes, whether it's in scales, whether it's in exercises, whether it's in a piece. And that is, again, as I have mentioned earlier, having a systematic process. But now as the light fades and as I come to just the last bit of the shed, for one who is somewhat obsessive as I am, knowing when to walk away. And sometimes when we are doing our training in the practice room and we find that we're getting tired or some other feeling has come in that we feel really we've gone as far as we can for that session, my fingers are freezing. Knowing that we're not admitting defeat, but actually on the contrary, and that for me is a lesson I need to continuously learn, and that is when to stop and when it's wise to stop. Actually, we're dealing with something bigger than that. That is the cold, the light fading, and the fact that I might end up completing this job in a hurry and therefore becoming a little careless. And that's the last thing I want to do, whether it's painting a shed or learning a piece. Well, the shed is complete. I'm just finishing the last touches, and it's a really cold morning. You can probably see that from my very red nose. I was also another connection between the practice room and painting a shed, our training, and that is the climate in which we do our training. Sometimes it's a little bit hostile, a bit like painting this shed It's extremely cold. But despite the climate, the environment that we find ourselves in, have we got the resources to overcome the cold, to overcome resistance, insecurities, self-doubt, demotivation, all of those things? Have we got enough fortitude and self-belief and determination and desire and dedication? And that's why we must often dig deep. I do hope that you have enjoyed the resource of videos that my colleagues Chris Jolly, Paul Harris and I have delivered on Samick learning, and I hope you will follow me onto my new website opcprocess.com, and of course that you will also enjoy the rich resource of clarinet and saxophone classics recordings and publications, to which Samick Music will now devote itself entirely to.